So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. What a beautiful day it is. We got about 3, maybe 4 inches of snow this morning. Nice and cold out here, probably about 15 degrees. Just a perfect winter day. So today I decided to wear a coat out here as well. Yesterday I was out here cutting firewood and I was just wearing a hoodie and a t-shirt, and it wasn't bad because, you know, I've got a good heater in the machine. You get out, run the chainsaw for a little bit, get back in the machine. But once you started, you know, just kind of walking around, it got pretty cold pretty fast. I think this cold spell is going to last right through the weekend into early next week. So the plan is to get as much wood cut out here as I can. Here in a little bit, I'm going to go drop a couple dead oak trees. I showed you them in a video the other day. I'm pretty sure the oak wilt got to them and the bark's fallen off the one. They're kind of sketchy. I'll be anxious to get them on the ground. I will. So we'll get that taken care of. We'll get them over here to the yard and we'll see how it goes. But first, I had a question for you guys. So as you know, I've got a Ford Super Duty. That's what I drive. And Melissa drives a GMC. That's just kind of how it worked out. And I got the 6.7 Powerstroke, not the high output one, just the regular 6.7. And we have been going round and round on getting a little dump truck, like an F550 with a nice dump body on it. And it was Melissa's idea to trade in the Bronco because, to be honest, we just don't drive it anymore. Once she started driving a pickup truck, she likes the bigger vehicle, the more room, and the Bronco has just been sitting in the garage. I don't think we've driven it for probably a month or so. So that is going to get traded on a new Super Duty, and I honestly have no idea if I should get the 7.3 gasser, the Godzilla, or the 6.7 Powerstroke. And I would like to hear from any of you that have ran both. Now keep in mind, I know the Powerstroke has way more power. I know you get way better mileage in the Powerstroke. I love mine. It's a great engine. I get 23, sometimes 24 miles per gallon driving on the highway in that truck, if I'm not towing. And like I said, loads of horsepower, loads of torque, much more power than the 7.3 Godzilla. However, the Powerstroke is $10,000 more. The little dump truck I would plan on keeping for the rest of my life, however long that may be. The pickup truck, probably I won't. And the reason is, probably in about 5 or 6 years, that Super Duty that we have now is going to have, I don't know, running down to the cabin, maybe a couple trips out west. We're probably going to have 150, 200,000 miles on that truck in 5 or 6 years. I don't know. So that won't be my last pickup, but the dump truck will be my last dump truck. And I thought I had it all figured out. You know, I'm like, I love this Powerstroke. I'm going to get that in the Super Duty or in the dump truck as well. And then the more I got to thinking about it, Powerstroke, like I said, $10,000 more. I'm not going to be towing anything real heavy. The most that I could tow with that truck legally would be a 10,000 GVW trailer. So I could probably pull like the deck over on a tractor. Occasionally, I may take that truck down to West Virginia. I'm going to say 2, maybe 3 times a year at most. It's going to be used locally. Hauling stone, hauling lots of firewood, topsoil, probably use it to move some dirt here on the property. I'm guessing on the dump truck, if I had to guess, probably 3,000 miles a year, maybe 4,000. And that's why I said, hopefully it'll last me a very, very long time. If I was planning on trading it in down the road in 3 or 4 years or selling it, the Powerstroke has a better trade-in value and resale value. Like I said, I don't plan on doing that. And the big thing is the cost of the engine itself, but even more importantly, the cost of maintenance down the road. On my current truck, the F350, I did get the extended warranty. That's the first time I've ever done that, because I have been reading horror stories of what these things cost to fix when they break down. And I got to thinking, you know, I might just get the gasser. You know what I mean? The big 7.3. I think it'll have plenty of power for just hauling, you know, 4 or 5 ton of rock, pulling a little tractor, maybe a couple logs in the back, load of topsoil. I think it'll be fine, but I just don't know. So I would like your opinion, what you guys think, if anyone has driven both. And like I said, I know the Powerstroke's more power, better mileage, all that stuff, but I'm looking long term, and I'm also looking at not putting a lot of miles on it per year. You know, if it was a truck that I was running back and forth to West Virginia down there, you know, twice a week, it would be a no-brainer to get the Powerstroke, but most of it is probably going to be within 5 to 15 miles of the house. So let me know what you think. Normally, I'll admit it, I don't just say, please give me advice, because what happens is you get 100 different opinions, and then if you don't do what a certain bunch of people said, then they get mad. Normally, I just don't. I read through all the comments. I take in some tips here and there and learn a lot of things from them, but I don't normally say looking for advice, but in this case, I am, because I really don't know what would be better for my needs. I don't. I like the idea of $10,000 less right out of the gate, because like I said, we got that Bronco as trade bait. We don't have to pay that much more on top of the Bronco. You know, the Bronco's paid off. Here you go. I got the cab and chassis, and then I will have to buy the dump body, which will be a Super City. And I think I'm going to go with the aluminum dump body on it. At first, I was concerned about, you know, hauling firewood and big rocks and things. I'm not too concerned. I went and looked at the beds that they make. I think they'll be just fine. And that will give me the most carrying capacity, the aluminum dump body. Yeah. Plus the whole rest thing. I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. 7.3 gasser, 6.7 Powerstroke, and a reason why. A good reason. Don't just say Powerstroke. Don't just say 6.7 or, you know, 7.3. Give a good explanation. I would like to read through all the comments, see what you have to say. I did screw up when I ordered the Super Duty that I drive now. I don't know what I was thinking. I like the truck, all that, but it's an F350. I would have been better off, looking at it now, just getting an F250. And the reason why, I could tow more legally without a CDL if I had gotten an F250 compared to the 350. Because the GVW on my 350 is, what, 12,000 pounds? 250 is probably 10,000. I could have taken that 2,000 pounds, put it behind me, and towed it. You know what I mean? It would have increased my legal towing capability if I would have gotten a 3/4 ton, which doesn't make much sense because I bought a heavier duty, more capable truck, but in the law's eyes, it would be the wrong thing to do. It would. Okay, this is what I just got out of there. These are actually really nice. All red oak. As you can see, all the bark is off of this one, but it is solid through and through. This was the butt log of the second one. I think this one right here, at least an 8-footer out of it, is going to be the floor in another bay of the woodshed. Yeah, I'll put that on the sawmill and we'll make floor out of that one. Bundle firewood out of this. Bundle firewood out of that. I got another one hiding over here. Firewood. That one there, that's a tweener. I could put that on the sawmill, but I'll probably make it firewood as well. But yeah, kind of glad to get them on the ground. I hate to see them when they just drop dead like that from the oak wilt, but if you wait too long on these things, it gets ugly. Worse than what those ones were. I had that one, I had a little opening. I was trying to drop it over on the trail, and it got hung up a little bit. I had to pull it down with the excavator, but everything worked out okay. But if you leave these things sit too long, those limbs are just falling off, and it's very, very dangerous. And I'm glad to get them down, get them out. We're good to go. But speaking of the woodshed, we're going to head over there right now. I need to haul some more up to the building. We have been going through the firewood the last week or so, that's for sure. But it has been staying nice and toasty inside the building. By the way, this is my love-hate relationship with GoPros. This one's been froze up now for about a half hour. And what'll happen is you take the battery out of it to shut it off, and then sometimes it will restore all the files, and sometimes it will not. Yeah, they do not like cold weather. And I use the good cold weather batteries. But yeah, love-hate relationship. This road, it looks so nice in the snow. We'll get back to work on this in the springtime. We're gonna move just a little bit of dirt, take this hump out right here, a few more trees right here, and we're gonna cut this hump out right here and take the sharpness out of that bend. But we'll do all that in the spring. I'm gonna stop in here. Oh, does it feel nice in here? Wow. I have to put a little wood on the fire. Hey, it's good for a little bit. We'll stir it up here just a touch. We're gonna leave that go for a little bit. All right, so it is first thing in the morning. I'm over here at the building. I just stirred up these coals in the wood stove. By the way, I put wood in here last night about 8 o'clock. It was a bunch of oak. And then this morning, you just come over here, kind of stir things up. I'm gonna start off with a bunch of cherry and maple there. All right, so I got a nice fire going there in the wood stove. But it is much warmer this morning than it was yesterday at this time. It's about 18 out there right now. Yesterday morning, it was 1 or 2 degrees. Later on this morning, I'm going to head out in the woods and cut some more firewood. We're supposed to get some snow tomorrow. Real cold Saturday. And I think next week it actually warms up some, so we'll have to see. Oh, by the way, I was over here the other day, and I was sitting here at this table, and I had the wood stove in the background, and I had a whole bunch of comments from people asking why the flames were not flickering. And some people even thought I was using a green screen or something behind me because the fire wasn't moving. It was just loaded up with hot coals. Once you load that thing up with a bunch of oak, you probably won't see any flame after 3 or 4 hours, and it'll just be a big pile of hot coals there. So that's what they were seeing. But anyway, back to the subject of today's video. I thought about this last night, the big gasser versus the diesel, and I slept on it. And I think my mind is made up unless you guys change it, because I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm leaning towards the gas engine for several reasons. We already discussed some of the advantages and disadvantages of both, but like the diesel, loads of horsepower, loads of torque, it gets very good mileage. Those are pretty much the three huge advantages to the diesel. The disadvantages of the diesel are cost $10,000, $12,000 more. Something I didn't mention is the diesel extortion fluid, DEF fluid. You have to use that in the diesel these days, and it goes through quite a bit. It's not real expensive. I buy it at Tractor Supply. It's $7.50 or $8 for 2.5 gallons, but it goes through quite a bit, so that's kind of another disadvantage. As far as the gasser goes, they have adequate power, $10,000 to $12,000 less expensive on the initial purchase. But the main reason I think I'd like to go with the gasser is down the road, I think it's going to be a lot less to repair compared to the diesel. That's just what my thinking is. Didn't used to be that way, but with all the pollution controls on the diesels now, you know as well as I do, 5, 6, 7 years from now, it would be nothing to have a $5,000 or $6,000 repair bill at the Ford garage. And I think if you just do regular maintenance on that gasser, sure, you're probably going to have some little problems here and there, but I don't think it'll be near as costly as the diesel. That's just what my thoughts are. Like I said, not 100% sure, but I'm definitely leaning towards the gasser. And even though the mileage isn't great on the gasser, here in Pennsylvania, gasoline is about, what is it, $1.30, $1.40 less per gallon than diesel. So there's that. So a lot to think about. But like I said, let me know in the comments if you're familiar with both and what your opinion is, and I'll make a decision here in the next day or two. We'll head down to the Ford garage, we'll order a new 550, and then get the dump body on the list to be built, and we'll have everything before spring and be ready to go. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.